I mean, it's not the last chance because obviously there's still, once this transfer window closes, you've still got an opportunity to loan players. But I think uh, there's a limit to how many loan players you can have. And I think at the moment what we're trying to do is, as well as loan players, try and sign players who are going to be here and be here next season as well, as we start to build a squad for the following season. So it's a sort of degree of short-termism. But with a lot of these, it's with a view to the future as well, which is really, really important. And all the loans we're doing, of necessity, are going to be loans to the end of the season, so we're not looking at short-term loans. But Paul's had a really good chance now to look at every single player that he inherited. I think it's fair to say that every single player has had an opportunity to play and impress and prove themselves. And so, the fans will be aware that we needed to make some changes to the personnel. And fans will have different views as to whether so-and-so should have gone here, there or not, and who we should have kept, and that's always the case. The thing about football is we'll always have our own views about things. But I think the managers have got it right. I would say that, wouldn't I? But I think if you look at the players who have gone, they're players who haven't necessarily been featuring. And we will hopefully be replacing them with players who will do better. Time will tell. But I'm quite excited by, how busy we've been. I think fans can see that a lot of work has already gone into identifying some of these players. We'd hope to try and get a couple of these done before Saturday's game, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But there's still a long way to go this season. There's still a lot of games to play, and I think we made some decent signings. I mean, time will tell, but there's still some more to come. So we could be looking at bringing, a minimum of 3 players and possibly 5 players in. But equally, a fair few players have gone as well. But that's meant that we can free the budget up and spend that money. So this isn't about saving money. This is about reinvesting in the squad.
Yeah, Lloyd Jones is definitely here to the end of the season for Liverpool. The other 2 lads are injured at the moment. So do you think when they get fit, you might be able to look at bringing them back?
I think that's probably down to the number of loans we're going to have. But there's certainly with Jones, the striker, Dunn. He's having a scan, so we don't at the moment we don't know the extent of that injury. But obviously that would be an interesting one if he was available to come back. But in the meantime, we have signed certainly two strikers and possibly another one. So we'll just have to see how that all pans out. But so no, I'm quite encouraged. I think to get Wes Burns out of Bristol City. He scored against us a couple of times, once for Bristol City, I think, and once for Oxford. That's quite an exciting signing. Obviously comes highly recommended by Steve. The lad from Birmingham, he's gone for a lot of money in the past, and I think he's the sort of player that we'll probably be missing. Clearly our problem has been not scoring enough goals. So hopefully, with the players we're signing now, we're going to be hopefully scoring more goals. So I think we've done as much as we can. There's a little bit more left. Should something else happen, there's certainly 2 other players we've got an eye on at the moment, and it's important we do our research, both in terms of fitness and character. But yeah, I think the fans should be pleased with the signings we've made. Hopefully they will be.
Yeah, Elliot Richards is another player who scored against us this season, and he's always looked a good player against us. And obviously Rob Edwards probably knows him as well as anyone worked with him in the past.
I was just really surprised. I mean, he's been frozen out at Tramley for some months now. I think he's become very frustrated at that, and he's just dying to get back and prove that he's a capable and a decent footballer, as we know he has. I mean, the goal he scored against us at Tramley early on, decent goal, and as you say, he's got a good track record. He's known by Paul and Rob previously. I've just met him, lovely lad, and just really, really keen now to get back out there and start playing football again. So that's what you want. You want players who are hungry. And of course, the fact we've signed him for next season as well shows that he wants to be at Cheltenham Town and prove himself and make sure we stay in this division, which is ultimately, we're in a scrap. We know that, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we retain that treasured Football League status.
Yeah, how pleased are you with the fact that you told the manager that he needs to probably get players out who's going to make many significant signings? He has managed to shop and change quite a lot. It's sometimes not easy to get players out, is it? But there have been a few departures in the last few weeks as well.
It's not easy to get players out. Players are often come to work just sitting there drawing their wages, waiting for things to happen. I think one of the problems has been a number of the players have known that they're going to be moving out, but we haven't been able to do deals quickly, so they've been hanging around. And really, once a player or the manager has decided that it doesn't work, then you really need to move them out as quickly as you can. But it's not always easy. So he's done a good job in moving the players out. As you say, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But we've got out some big earners as well. So we have saved up some, a really chunky amount of money, which we're reinvesting in quality players. And as I say, with the other one or two that are in the offing, I think we can look forward with some confidence to the remainder of the season.
Yeah, do you think there could be some that go right down to the wire to 11 p.m? Or do you think
well, it did last year, didn't it? I think, and I'm not sure that there's going to be many more going. There might be one, might be two, but I think I would think we're going to put 4 new players to bed today, so they'll be available for Saturday's game. But 1 or 2 might follow once the window reopens again. I know that at the moment clubs are paying players up, so there'll be players who are free agents. So yeah, it's all to play for. There's some quite interesting players out there.